Are you feeling like a zombie lately? Tired of the same old energy drinks promising the world but delivering the jitters and a crash? Look no further than Sneak Energy, your secret weapon for all your energy needs. With all natural ingredients, Sneak will give you all the energy you need to boost through your day without feeling like a lab rat on caffeine. Don't believe us? Try it yourself and see what a difference it can make to your routine. So what are you waiting for? Hit the link in the description and pick up your Sneak Starter Pack today. Now enjoy the clip. So let's get straight into the show this morning, and we're going to start off about Neymar. Now, if you were watching the show last night, you will know I'm struggling to do this because somebody asked me about Neymar last night and I said, I'm not talking about bloody Neymar. Well, here I am on the news show talking about Neymar, which is the great thing about the United Stand 10 a.m. news show, because we will talk about the news regardless of whether I want to or not. So this is coming in from French reports that Neymar is surplus to requirements at PSG this summer. Basically, they want rid. The relationship between him and PSG has been a little bit tender for quite a while now. They want to move him on, and Manchester United have effectively been offered the chance of signing Neymar. Now, in some ways, if this was true, and you could see the substance of it being true, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because you start to go, well, who owns PSG? Qatar. Who's trying to buy Manchester United? Al Thani, Qatar. Is this the beginning of this sort of fusion between PSG and Manchester United, where beneficial things can be done to help each other out? For example, I was thinking about this before I went live, and actually, you know what? If Manchester United saw a situation where Osimhen was going to go to Chelsea and we'd already bought Harry Kane, it would probably be in our interest for PSG to buy Osimhen. And it's in PSG's interest, but it stops a rival getting it. So that's another way that this PSG-Man United thing could work if Al Thani buys Manchester United. But of course, the other way is, that's why I said a few weeks ago I wouldn't rule out Mbappe, because you just never know. I mean, it's a slim chance, but there's a chance when your owner has good links to PSG. I love him, but not sure it's right for us. He's just so good, but it's the palaver that comes with him, says Robert McCormack, who's been a member for 3 months. I don't know whether that's the real Robert McCormack, by the way. And until Bruno comes back, I think our midfield should consist of Casemiro, Fred and Eriksen. Eriksen lacks athleticism and needs Fred to cover for him, says Eric. There you go. Thank you very much. So look, staying with Neymar, PSG apparently have had enough of him. They want to move him on. Neymar wants to move himself, and Manchester United has been offered up as an option. And I've got no reason to disbelieve that that story doesn't have some substance in it. One, it's coming out of France, but also it's been pretty much known for quite a while that Neymar is itchy feet at PSG, and they would probably like to move him on. But this is where it begins with me, because Red says he's got a terrible work rate. Now, Neymar's 31. And we saw it in the World Cup, and we see it pretty much every March. I think whenever his sister's birthday is, he always seems to be injured. He is quite injury prone. I don't think 31 is necessarily old, and I do think that Neymar is one of the best players in the world. I've always put him in my top 5. I think talent-wise, he's a great player. I don't really feel that he fulfilled his talent. I've got to be honest. I felt that Neymar really could have been, from 25 to 30, I think he could have done more. And there are people in the Neymar fan club that will say, well, he's done this, he's done this. I'm actually complimenting the player. There's no doubt that he's still been one of the best players in the world, but I think he could have been better. I don't think the PSG move was the right move for him. I think he should have stayed at Barcelona or come to the Premier League. I think he could have done better. But would you bring Neymar to Manchester United? And I'm going to do a poll. You knew it. You know I was going to do a poll. I'm not going to do a poll, actually. I can't get the polls to work this morning, so I can't do a poll. But let us know what you think in the chat. I personally think that I wouldn't go for Neymar. I should be able to get the poll working in a minute. I wouldn't go for Neymar. And I just don't think he fits what Manchester United is. That's as simple as it is. I don't think that Neymar fits what we are as a football club. I think that Neymar, for Manchester United, would be a bad move, because fantastic player, but I've got to be consistent. I'm concerned about Harry Kane because of his wages, how much he'd cost, his age, and his potential to fall off in his 30s through injury and form. Well, Neymar's 31, so I'm concerned about his age, his ability to fall off through injury and form, his wages, and the cost to PSG. to buy him. So the same things for Neymar are the same things for Kane. But where I think Harry Kane would have the advantage over Neymar, and it's not Premier League proven. I'm not massive about Premier League proven. I think it helps that you've built your career in the Premier League, and I think when you're looking at players that have they know the league like the back of their hand, like Harry Kane. But the bigger problem is, I think Harry Kane comes to Manchester United with humility, in the sense that he spent all his career at a club that really has no use for a trophy cabinet. It's a waste of time at Spurs. If you look at their recent history. He's going to come to a club with massive history. We might not have fulfilled our talent and potential over the last 10 years, but we certainly could under Ten Hag. So I think Harry Kane comes to Manchester United with humility and hunger. Whereas I think Neymar, because of what he is, comes to Manchester United and feels that, a little bit like Ronaldo, Messi. I'm not saying that he's not going to come and perform and love it, but he comes with a status that I'm Neymar. And I don't think the squad needs that. I think we need mentality people who come in and are hungry at Manchester United and humble as well. And I just don't think Neymar's personality is that. I think Neymar, as we see with Brazil, is the superstar. I don't think we need a superstar. You'd wonder what impact Neymar would have on a Marcus Rashford, because I don't think we need that type of player. So look, no doubt he's a good player. It'd be massively interesting if we did buy him, and if Ten Hag wants him, let's do it. But for me, probably not. Abdul says, what happened to the massive protests that were meant to take place at the Brighton game? Did they happen and I just missed hearing about them, says Abdul. Well, there was a massive Glazers outpost behind the goal, if you didn't see the picture of that. But there's a huge protest taking place on Sunday before the Aston Villa game at Old Trafford. Fans are being asked to join that protest. We'll give you more details later in the week, but obviously it's going to happen this Sunday. And there's also a call to stay outside the ground for 18 minutes if you're actually going to be at the ground. Obviously, that's a personal choice, but if you want to make a big impact, that will make a big impact. Personally, I think we've got the 28th of April coming up very soon, which will be the date that Manchester United have to, bidders have to get their bid in. I really do not think that the Glazers are going to allow a situation whereby they let this just run all week and think that they're going to get a big offer when there's going to be huge protests on Sunday, which is going to damage their position. I think we'll get a big announcement later in the week that the club is up for sale properly and that full sale will happen. Neymar is a yes for me because he works perfect as a cam, as we've seen in Brazil, says Kirash, and there will be a lot of people that do say yes. We need Paul Mullin from Wrexham, says Dan. Neymar is injury prone.